Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is Julie with JF Crave Freedom, and would like to thank the Lord for blessing me with these words and placing them in my mouth today to uproot and break down, destroy and overthrow, or to build and to plant. So today is in general, just general stuff, some updates, but also he has this short blurb on North Korea. And before I start, I would like to let a person whose name starts with D know that I did have a couple of dreams about you this week. I do usually get to ask the Lord a question each week in my thoughts for the Rhema's sake, and let's just say this week my question was about you and the safety of your life, and the Lord did say it is in danger. I'm not supposed to share the dreams, but your life is in danger, and I have given this warning before, so some of you know who I'm talking about. The person himself probably knows who I'm talking about, but the timing of your life is, of course, in the Lord's hands. So this Rhema begins, and I believe it began with the intro that he gave me, so I usually say good morning to the Lord, and then he says it back. So he said, "Good morning, my dear Jules," and he smiled. "And how are we today, hun? Groggy and sick, eh? Well, my love, hate to break it to you, doll, but all that shiza in you's views is planned out in advance for a reason, child. And you, dear one, acting more like a prim and proper soldier, dear one, camping your camp doll against all this disease in life, setbacks. Perfect, doll. You are A-OK, 100, perfect, dear ones. It's what she basically is before me, dear ones, in this life compared to. So lay off, folks, of her commie commentary, driving them too wonkers, dear ones, against her, if I'm honest with you folks. For did I not tell her to lay off the sabby sabotage on her own channel when it comes to the likes of you's blues, wanting too many clues, too many, dear ones. Yeah, so I speak of clues to a prophet's humanity. And does she not? She does, dear ones, have a big old thorn in the flesh that she restricted bloke from my side. Yes, doll, my dolls for dudes at times. Come on, son. Do you think for 1 second she's like you when she gets sick, bruh? Think again, bloke. Think more like Texan tough mama laying on the couch, folks, watching over her little chickadees. And yeah, dog, think fights for the win between those two, crazy for fun, but soaring little egos at times too, like. Okay, all the time, folks. It's how children are, aren't they? My dear sweet mamas, listening their listen today of, well, dear ones, how about some hot topics news for the win today, folks, of, yeah, boys, so she doesn't even listen to the American news anymore, dear ones, but can I? I can, dear ones, so-called speak to any and every country's true situation going on behind the scenes if I so choose. And yeah, folks, you might want to turn your eyes from your own so-called election, folks, and check out what's going down, or up, rather, in North Korea, folks. Yeah, dear ones, it's bad, dear ones. When a joker like that thinks he knows who's causing all the big bad so-called problems in my life, and it ain't me, folks. Oh, she knows it, dog. Just truly knows it deep down, dear ones. She for sure got herself into a lot of messes in life, dear ones. But, well, have you seen her very private, I might add, poetry as of late, dear ones? Of course you haven't, dog. And here he says I can share a snippet of what I wrote recently. I think I found some stuff I can share. I express myself through poetry. I know it's not the greatest. This is all for the future, okay? So right now I'm just hoping to be friends with this guy. The Lord told me he'd clean everything up. So I hope y'all don't freak out when you hear it. So this is all for the future. So I said, I guess you get what I'm on about, bro. Still gotta be a former keeping my mouth shut hoe. I am so glad God slowly revealed your new gal. Not so new, I know, bloke, I know. But the other option I have is to feel my shame, ho. God said chin up, and I suppose you prefer that I try my try. Pure, dear boy, in my Savior's eyes, despite their searching their search, hate my guts' eyes. Just to answer y'all's question, I don't know why this fever just keeps going and going, but I do have a zombie tooth that is flaring up at the moment, so maybe that has something to do with the fever, but I'm not really sure. I am still sick. So the Lord said, back to the message. The sheriff, bro. Yeah, son. So I'm about to come to town, folks, in a effed up world near you, dear ones. But should you... She could, dear ones, peg everybody listening to her Channy channel a good one by now with choices, dear ones. And yeah, folks, so I mean in your brainy brainwaves, channels of... Yeah, dear ones, so the choices you make there on what to think of or not think of for some of my blokey blokes listening today, their so-called listen of... And dear ones, are you listening? For the actual verb of listening requires action danach, folks. But if you're just here to... And some of them are definitely here, folks, at times to just... Yeah, hun, so the poking of the bear of Christianity has been going on for a long... Job, dear ones, he actually set the standy standard for the Satanists in life too. Side note, so basically, whenever the devil made the deal with the Lord told him not to touch his life. At first, I think it was not to touch his body and then not touch his life, so it's been going on for thousands of years, the persecution of Christians, and when it comes to taking a Christian's life, the Satanists actually know, and I reveal some of this today, that if they take a Christian's life in error, it is possible for them to get killed, or it's also possible for the Lord to simply kill them if they try to take a Christian's life in error who is meant to live. So he said, yo, life, son, so it's actually, bro, in the palm of my great big hands, but well, time, dear ones. Where's thin on my A-word today of, not much time left, fellas, for me to keep. Some of yous will stay protected quite mightily by me, dear ones, despite the hazy gray bomb threats going off in the Middle East at this precarious time of boundaries, dear ones. And yeah, bro, so I mean the setting of, and this here sweet chick belongs to my man Sam, but will I? Yeah, bro, think off with your head if you... The chicks in life, bro, and how you sweetly think of them all, the God-condemned... You're right, bro, you're right. Some of them for sure would make good... Just friends, bro, for now, son, and that's it, bruh. That's it. Love you, doll, for staying faithful to this channel, chick, and all that she... Clearing up this watery, tearing her tears too often, folks, behind the scenes, finally by now. Slowing its teary drop, finally, blokes, for real steals. Ain't no hell on wheels about her anymore, bro, but will she? She does, bro, relish it a little bit too much at time, dog. Here he winked. And that's, yeah, boys, so I'm actually doing fine by now, chick, but do I? I do actually love it too much, folks, still getting to remain a misty, flowing its cloudy mystery in the YouTube sky for you to found out, bro. And yeah, son, so I mean years ago, by, details, dear ones, they have to remain, well, vague, folks, like her at times, otherwise we... Yeah, folks, think Shiza's show for the win and use views, my dear Keith. Fighting, camping to... Relax for me, bruh. And time, child. You all need time to chillax and see that the so-called messy stories in this life can actually turn into results, dear ones. The sweet so-called results in her life. Already that this bloke is maybe serious about her, maybe not. Doesn't know it for himself at this time, bruh. So the asking it of himself is, well, yeah, folks, so he's actually asking himself and me all at the same time, folks, deep down if, and Lord, really, bro, I'm married as a F woman who needs saving, bro, 'cause I don't know if I'm, yeah, folks, think up for this sweet job of, again, boys, ain't no raunchy about it in this here's sweet to me and therefore to her someday as well, blokey blokes, the heart of the matter, dear ones. Well, what do you say we get back to it, sweethearts, and stop worrying about yo stuff, sis? And yeah, hun, so I think it's about time, doll, to reduce at least one big bill on that list of... Okay, I think you know who you are, and the Lord's asking you to get your storage unit out of the picture, basically, so get rid of stuff if you need to, so you don't need to pay for that. Back to the message. What, doll? So you think you actually need to stay at a fancy as F place near a lake all just so that you can keep looking chick? And yeah, doll, so I mean for cheaper options, sis, if you wanna. their patience with you and your demands on their growing thin like you, sis. He meant their wallets, but also your body. And no, hun, I don't mean their bodies. Lay off her, doll, for gaining that. What, chick? Do you think most people in the Western Hemisphere have been on so-called austerity measures all this time like you, sis? It was, dear one, pretty condemned austere in the rear for this here sweet chick of mine for backwards folks. And yeah, bro, so I mean, socially speaking wise, bro, getting holier and holier on their A-words, but more and more rejected, confused as F on my own A-word of, what, papa, do they want of me, you blokey bloke, for this in the sky, letting me live my dribble of a social life, live on this planet without a clue, dear ones. Lots of clues given to this chick here of mine in private, all so that she'll just... What, folks? You think she's about to finally get famous in Vienna? Folks, for being a... Nah, dear ones, and this is more like it, sis. Here he winked. I think, Papa, I get it now finally, why they all hate me, or are jealous of me, or scared a little, at least, to stroke my ego of... Oh, it's bad, dear ones. Too bad for all the real Christy Christians in this town, folks, who've rejected for reals deals. Ain't no hell on wheels about it. Oh, it has been, dear ones, for sure, like hell, sweethearts, in this life. Much like you, chick. Much like you, sis. But is she? She's not, doll, expecting for them to roll out the red carpet for her anytime soon, chick. Like you, sis. Like you. And hatred, folks, at all times. Okay, not all times, but pretty close, doll. It's what you got coming at you, chick, for exposing. Yeah, doll, think anyone and everyone who walks into her vicinity, folks, of... Emptiness of a soul, folks, she can for sure at times spurrin, you bloke, no matter how suave you are in real life, with any and all you. Joy, dear ones, is found in me, you blokey bloke, my papster of the hour, not hers, hose. Again, boys, my silly boys of the hour, stupid for this, thinking bro, like her stupid A hubby of a, admitted this so-called shiza to her years ago, and he, no, boys, and nah, son. Ain't no stupid time for you to lose your, to know, Please, bro. Nah, son. And you know what you'd get in return, bloke. And nah, son, I ain't talking about no STDs, bro. But, well, STDs of the soul, bro, in the form of... Tell them, doll, how helpless you felt at times to know that... Okay, in the spiritual realm, when you open the door to something and the demonic is allowed to come in, it really sucks. It sucks to know that they have that open door access to you. They can come in when they want and take over your soul and take over your body. The only thing you have left is a small space in your mind that you can fight against them with. And if you're not crying out to the Lord, you're basically about to lose the battle. So it is awful to feel like a puppet for the demonic. So, and then getting rid of that stuff, they don't advertise a lot of like stuff here in Vienna. They have like these private people that do sessions with folks, but they don't advertise a place where you can go and like get cleansing from the demonic. I don't hear about that much at all. So in the States it's different, but here I seriously felt kind of helpless when it came to getting clean, and I just thought once I got married it would clean it all up, but it took a few years into married life before it got cleaned up. So I have been free of demons for I would say over 5 years now at least, but it was a very slow, long process of me praying and digging in closer to the Lord. And finally, when they have like when they don't have enough meat to have from you or not enough results, then they leave, or they're like, this is not worth my time, and then they're gone. So if you starve them out, that is another way of deliverance. So that is kind of the way I did it. But obviously, it's nicer to have that nuclear bomb explosion of go away, but you have to have the holiness along with it if you're going to do the explosive type of deliverance. Yeah, you don't want to be demon-possessed. It sucks. Seriously. Okay, so here he has a type of ending for y'all. Love you all, dolls, my dollsters of the hour, even if you're... Yeah, hun, so the dressing it all up for Satan at times chick as well. For damn pointless, my love, for him to see all that you... Doesn't care 1 ounce for you, chick, and you know it deep down that Alright, my loves, so it's over from her sides, dolls, and yeah, dear ones, think the flare-ups in her bodily body, physical ailments causing her to, like alcohol, you bloke, it basically calms her all the way down into the null zero thoughts, zero fancy blunders at times of, so no wonder, love you chick, could be a chick of mine for sure, if you but just, secrets, dear ones, we all have them, folks. And finally she sees the for sure wisdom in that here sentiment of mine. Really, folks, you think she for sure, for reals deals doll, wants to reveal hersy selfie self when she could but just me, folks. She's ready to finally reveal me, myself, and the loving eye to all you folks of love, dear ones. And yes, doll, so I mean a big one, chick, but not. Alright, that was that. The Lord also instructed me to ask for prayer at this time, so basically the conversations with Him mean that the process of me being released from this marriage will somehow go forth, and the Lord revealed that He basically wants someone really cool that sings on stage or plays an instrument, and it's kind of like that, and I'm really... if anyone would describe me, I don't think they would use the word cool, so there's that, and from my side, I'm just kind of getting to the point where I'm just kind of over all of this, so, because I saw him again, he basically ignored me again. I mean, he was looking, but that was it. It's like the junior high thing again, so I'm just so over that part of the whole thing, so that is my struggle at the moment. And it's hard for me to trust the Lord because the Lord's constantly like asking me to keep going and keep waiting, basically, for things to change. And I want to get back to trusting the Lord again, more like 100% trust, not like I feel like it's just like 80% sometimes or 50-50. I'm like, okay, Lord. This thing over here in the Rhema was correct, but this thing over here is like, are you just dragging something out? So, anyway, I'm afraid I might say too much, but if last time I asked y'all to pray, it's like there was results, and he did talk to me, but it was seriously just for like less than a minute each time. But I would like to ask y'all again to pray, please, that this whole thing can start rolling and start moving, because basically there's this pattern where he will speak, but then he will speak for a short time to me, but then there's like months of nothing. So I guess I'm just kind of slipping back into that, like, okay, Lord, here we go again. A rough Christmas season and nothing for months. So, but the Lord said he doesn't want that this go around. He would like it to get rolling, but we need extra prayer support. And I'm trying to have faith that there's a reason that he decided to share all this with y'all, because I did keep it a secret for a long time to myself, because he told me to. But then it was all opened up for the audience to hear, and I questioned him on that. But deep down, I know if things begin moving, then, of course. Anyways, I'm afraid I will say too much. Remember, a king who rules in the fear of God is like the morning light when the sun rises, a morning without clouds, when the fresh grass springs out of the earth through sunshine after rain. Truly is not my house so blessed with God, for he has made an everlasting covenant with me, ordered in all things and secured. For will he not cause to grow and prosper all my salvation and my every wish? Will he not make it grow and prosper? But the wicked and worthless are all to be thrown away like thorns, because they cannot be taken with the hand. But the man who touches them must be armed with iron and the shaft of a spear, and they are utterly burned and consumed by fire in their place. God bless.